After the presentation, Senator Adamile will also sit with the governor of Enugu State right here.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to present on behalf of the founder, publisher, chairman, board of directors, and management of the Sun to my son, a man who is bearing the same title with me. Aremo is Aremo. Okay. Now, here is a man who has extensive experience at the state level as a legislator, at the House of Rep as a legislator, and in the Senate as a legislator. Man with extensive legislative experience and a man in the DSP. I'm so pleased to present this on your behalf. And the wife is here, who has been supportive of Olamileko Adeola Solomon, we call him Yani. And I can see my chairman, Adam Oshobele, comrade chairman, comrade governor, comrade senator, and all the distinguished senators who are here in large number, and members of the National Assembly, past and present, who are also here. I'm doing this with great honor and pleasure on your behalf, my governor, and on behalf of my great daughter, who is the chairman of the Sun, on the relation of doing this for us in the state. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Senate, Your Excellency, Governor of Cross River, all the states, let me specially thank the founder of the Sun newspaper, the publisher and chairman of Sun newspaper, the managing director, and the entire board members and staff of the Sun newspaper. I thank you for deeming it fit to honor me with this very special award as the Sun Man of the Year. I dedicate this award to God Almighty, to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, under whose tutelage I called my political team. I also dedicate this award to my father, Aremo Chief Olusegun Oshoba, who has guided my path on my political journey since I moved to Ogun State. Let me also dedicate this award to the governor of my state, Governor Dapo Abiodun, who also have given me a tremendous support since my movement to Ogun State. And above all, I want to appreciate the entire constituent of Ogun West Senatorial District, who have been with me all this while and who have been supporting me tremendously. And behind every successful man, there is a successful woman. Besides, I want to thank my lovely wife, Temitope Adeola, who has always been there for me. I equally dedicate this award to you and to everybody, and to the entire 10th Senate, under the leadership of His Excellency Senate President Godswill Obo Akpabio. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Senator Olamileko Adeola, you're not going back to your seat. You are sitting right on stage now. All the other senators and friends will exit the stage. Then you will sit with the governor of Enugu State, Governor Peter. I appeal, Senator Yayi, please come and sit with the governor of Enugu State. Your friends will link up with you later.
Thank you so much. Please, you can go down stage.
Senator Olamileko Adeola Yayi, we're expecting you to please be seated on stage. Thank you. Other friends should please exit the stage now to allow him to have his seat.
I know you want to take the photographs, but let the night climax beautifully. Please, let's leave the stage.
The representative of the CDN government.
Well, Your Excellencies, well, ladies and gentlemen, I feel very happy to present this award to a man who remained steadfast and has made a great turnaround in our economy. Today, you don't have to apply to central bank to pay the school fees of your children. For investors, they can now predict, and the chairman of Airpeace is here, you can predict the exchange value at any time. Those who said Naira will be 2,000 to 1 Naira can now go away in shame, because Naira today is going towards 1,000.
Senate President, sir.
So I am so happy.
Senator Chibrin, please your attention.
I'm so happy to present it to the governor of Central Bank, a great man, and to his team, who have dedicated themselves to support him, because a tree cannot make a forest. So I thank all of you for making this administration to be successful in the way you have managed the affairs of this country. God bless you.
That's a special award to the Central Bank Governor. Now it's time for the special photo take with the man of the year. The Deputy Senate President will join in this one. The founder of the Sun Publishing, Senator Ojus Okalu. The publisher, chairman of the Sun Publishing, Barrister Nea Kalu. The managing director, editor-in-chief, of course, the chairman of the occasion, Dr. Alan Onyema. Indeed, the peace of God that transcends all human understanding. Congratulations to all recipients of the different categories of awards at this year's edition of the Sun Awards. We're all delighted to be here. We will take the vote of thanks very quickly.
All right, so we have the man in charge of internal audit of the Sun Publishing coming up stage to give the vote of thanks.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not over until it's over, I wish to stand on the existing protocols established. And on behalf of the board, management and staff of the Sun Publishing Limited, I just want to say one word that is profound, that I found priceless. I say thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our awardees, award winners. We say thank you. To our religious leaders, our traditional leaders, we say thank you. To our special guests, we say thank you. To our colleagues in the media, we say thank you. We say thank you for taking time to be here. Our award winners, we are the people for which we are ready to fight. We appreciate you all. God bless you. And we pray that the God that has brought you here will lead you back home safely. Those that will fly, safe journey. Those that will do the road, safe journey. Those that will relax here, safe journey. Thank you. Merci. God bless you. In Jesus' name.
Amen and amen. And it's been an awesome time getting the opportunity to hold this award this year. Congratulations to all the awardees and of course the organizers of the Sun Award 2025, 23rd edition of it. I am Sheol Oyedeji.
And I'm Nia Chemakide. Thank you for being very, very good guests at this event. We would leave you in the hands of the Heroes Band tonight. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your evening. God bless you. Have a good evening.
From the heart of Nigerian storytelling to the front lines of premium media, Biscon Television and the Biscon Show continue to deliver the biggest events, exclusive interviews, premium documentaries, glamorous parties, and unforgettable society moments straight to your screens, on TV, and across every digital platform. The world is watching like never before as our social media presence continues to grow at lightning speed. On Facebook, our vibrant community now enjoys over 20 million views with more than 150,000 dedicated followers engaging with our daily stories. Instagram stays buzzing with over 6 million views and a fast-rising family of 30,000 plus followers loving our reels, highlights, and behind-the-scenes moments. TikTok is another powerhouse for us, pushing past 9 million views with over 40,000 followers enjoying our trending clips and signature Biscon style. And on YouTube, our long-form documentaries and event specials continue to attract millions in watch time and a rapidly growing subscriber base from Nigeria and around the world. From social events to state functions, from society icons to rising stars, Biscon TV and the Biscon Show remain your trusted destination for premium content and powerful visibility. Partner with us today because your brand deserves to be seen where everyone is already watching. Biscon Television and the Biscon Show, where excellence meets entertainment and storytelling comes alive. From compelling documentaries to high-profile event coverage, from exclusive celebrity interviews to the latest in news, politics, lifestyle, and culture, we bring you the content that keeps you informed, inspired, and entertained. And guess what? We're taking over the digital space. Our social media presence is exploding. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Millions are watching, liking, sharing, and engaging with us daily as the numbers just keep climbing. Our content is going viral, our audience is growing, and the conversation is bigger than ever. Now we need you. Follow, like, comment, and share. Be part of the movement. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Join the conversations and never miss a moment of the action. This is more than just television. It's a revolution in digital storytelling. Biscon TV and the Biscon Show. Bigger, better, and right at your fingertips. Let's take it to the next level. Follow us now. For over 2 decades, one name has stood tall in Nigerian media: Biscon Communications. From the vision of legendary broadcaster Prince Biscon, Biscon has brought people together, north, south, east and west, united by stories that speak our truth, moments that move us, and voices that echo across generations. From the Biscon Show, the iconic high society program that redefined TV magazine shows, to Biscon Politics, Biscon News Hour, Biscon Breakfast, and more. We inform, inspire, and entertain with a rich blend of culture, lifestyle, and substance. Based in the heart of Anthony Village, Lagos, Biscon has become the pulse of Nigeria's elite social scene, capturing the glitz, the grit, and the greatness of our time. And beyond the screen, Biscon is soaring across the digital space, building a powerful online community on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. With wide viewership and growing followership, our content now travels further, faster, and deeper into the hearts of millions, home and abroad. Whether it's talk shows, talent hunts, youth forums, or documentary, event coverage, or premium jingle production, photography, editing, or full post-production, Biscon delivers it all with class, culture, and clarity. It's more than content, it's connection. It's more than TV, it's tradition. It's not just media, it's a message. And with 24-hour broadcasting on Biscon TV, now on Go TV and streaming worldwide, we're louder, prouder, and closer to you than ever before. Biscon Communications, celebrating culture, shaping opinion, setting the pace for over 25 years, and still ahead of the game. Biscon Communications, telling Nigeria's story to the world, the Nigerian way. Back on the beat, BOS International Magazine is back. It's bold, it's fresh, it's everything BOS in print. By popular demand, the magazine you've missed, the one that once traveled side by side with the Biscon Show, is back. Reimagined for today, reborn for tomorrow. Once a flagship companion to the BOS brand, BOS International Magazine returns to reclaim its space, not just as a publication, but as a powerful extension of the BOS experience. From the vibrant pulse of people and politics to the fast lanes of sports and lifestyle. From the quiet corridors of influence to the vibrant streets that shape our culture. BOS International Magazine is your passport to the stories that matter. We shine the spotlight on the bold, the brilliant, and the beautiful. We capture the essence of Nigeria and the heartbeat of its people. We tell stories that inspire, profiles that endear, news that resonates, and moments that live forever in print. It's not just a magazine, it's a movement, it's a mirror, it's BOS on a page. BOS International Magazine. News, sports, people, politics, places, lifestyle. By popular demand. Back in your hands. And once again, the perfect complement to BOS on screen.
Hello, welcome to the World News on Biscon TV. I'm Emmanuel. Now let's look at the stories making the news this month. On the national scene, APC faces internal rift over zoning and succession ahead of Kwara 2027 governorship elections. And PDP accuses federal government of ignoring warnings before Kwara massacre. In business, CBN to issue open banking roadmap within 3 months. On the foreign scene, UK Prime Minister apologizes over Epstein-linked appointment. On sports news, NFF enters talks to extend Super Eagles coach Eric Chell's contract. And now the news in detail. As the 2027 governorship election in Kwara State draws nearer, the All Progressive Congress APC is grappling with growing tensions over zoning and succession within the party. Although party leaders, including State APC Chairman Prince Sunday Fagbemi, have publicly said no official zoning decision has been made yet. Political insiders believe this ambiguity reflects deeper disagreement over whether the governorship ticket should be rotated among the state senatorial districts. The Kwara North region has been particularly vocal in pushing for its turn to produce a governor, citing historical exclusion since 1999, while stakeholders from other zones emphasize competence and party unity. Amid the zoning debates, power brokers within the APC are discreetly laying groundwork for potential candidates, with several aspirants from Kwara South and North positioning themselves for the contest. Reports of internal moves, such as the suspension of a lawmaker opposing the speakership's alleged ambition and growing endorsement for figures like the Speaker of the Kwara State House of Assembly, indicate the battle for influence is underway. All this unfolds against a backdrop of unity rhetoric from Governor Abdullah Rahman Abdul Razak, who has stressed inclusivity but stopped short of quelling speculation about preferred successors. Still on political related stories, the People's Democratic Party PDP government to adopt a broader whole of society approach of tackling insecurity, improve intelligence sharing among security agencies, consider establishing state police, and address underlying causes of banditry and terrorism. The party emphasized the need for emergency relief for survivors and displaced persons, as well as a national security summit to find lasting solution. In another story, the African Democratic Congress ADC has strongly condemned the Nigerian Senate's decision to reject crucial provisions in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, saying the move undermines the credibility and transparency of future elections. The party criticized lawmakers for refusing to adopt mandatory real-time electronic transmission of election results and other reforms, arguing that their rejection weakens public confidence in the electoral process and expands opportunities for malpractice. In a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, the ADC accused the APC-led Senate of using its majority to tamper with electoral laws and claim to power rather than strengthen democratic safeguard. The party urged the Conference Committee on the Electoral Act to overturn the Senate's position and adopt amendments that align with democratic principles and reflect the will of Nigerians. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll bring you business news. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced plans to publish an implementation roadmap for open banking within the next 3 months as part of efforts to address technical gaps and boost the nation's financial technology ecosystem. This disclosure appeared in the newly released CBN FinTech Report 2025, which noted that although the open banking framework and operational guidelines were issued earlier, adoption has been slowed by unresolved technical standards. The roadmap is aimed at accelerating data sharing, API standards, and governance structures needed for effective open banking deployment. According to the report, immediate priorities over the next quarter include establishing a FinTech engagement forum, issuing the open banking implementation plan, and beginning technical scoping for developments such as a single regulatory window and smart licensing gateway. Subsequent phases of reform are expected to further support fintech innovation, including pilot regulatory sandbox initiatives and guidance on data protection and consumer rights under open finance. We will take another break here. When we come back, we'll bring you foreign news. Welcome back. On the foreign scene, British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has publicly apologized to the victims of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein for his role in appointing Lord Peter Mandelson, who had ties to Epstein, as the UK ambassador to Washington. Starmer admitted he had been misled about the depth of Mandelson's relationship with Epstein and said he was sorry for having believed Mandelson's lies and appointed him, expressing regret for the pain and delayed justice suffered by the victims. The apology comes amid a widening political scandal that has shaken Starmer's government, with revelations that Mandelson shared sensitive information and maintained a closer connection to Epstein than previously disclosed. Mandelson resigned from the House of Lords and is under investigation, while critics within and outside Parliament question Starmer's judgment and call for accountability, raising uncertainties about the Prime Minister's political future. We will take another break, and when we come back, it's sports news.
Audio Jungle.
And on the sports scene, the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has opened discussions with Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell over a potential extension of his contract following his successful first year in charge. The move comes after approval from the National Sports Commission (NSC), with Chell having expressed his desire to remain at the helm and continue his work with the national team. Chell, who led Nigeria to a bronze medal at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, has drawn praise for improving the team's performance and tactical discipline amid reported interest from other national teams. The talks are seen as an effort by the NFF to secure stability and retain the coach as preparation continues for future competitions. We'll take a final break here, and when we come back to be entertainment news. Just stay tuned. And finally, on entertainment news, Nollywood actor Timini Biscon has shared a deeply personal reflection on love and priorities, revealing that his intense focus on work and financial success once cost him a relationship he now believes was with his soulmate. In a recent interview, Timini explained that while there were no major conflicts between them, his constant absence due to career commitment and believed that providing financially was the ultimate expression of love created an emotional gap that money couldn't fill. His former partner eventually moved on and married someone who could give her the time and attention he couldn't spare. The actor acknowledged that his experience remains one of his biggest regrets and a powerful lesson about the limits of financial provisions in relationship. Timini stressed that emotional availability, communication, and genuine presence are essential component of a healthy partnership, something he now values alongside career ambition. And that's it for now on Biscon TV News. The news was compiled by Victoria Decoy and produced by David Asha. I'm Mandlo. Many thanks for watching.
Cool.
Hello folks, I greet you from the stable of Biscon Television. Time again for Citizen Jones Today. It's a situational discussion on TV. We interrogate the issues, very many issues. They hit us at the speed of thought, you know. So we interrogate them, just so you know. And so today, what irony, so much money, but so little to show. States have received trillions in naira, but poverty persists. You know, the phrase, so much money, yet so little to show, describes the powerful irony of modern life, the accumulation of vast financial resources without a corresponding increase in true wealth, happiness, or tangible lasting accomplishments. The story is this, that Nigerian states have seen a massive influx of funds, particularly following the removal of fuel subsidies, with cumulative revenue for states more than doubling compared to the 2023 fiscal year. Key indices reveal that as much as 7 trillion naira has been received by states and local governments so far, with very little to show for it. The general complaint is that of greeting poverty everywhere you turn. Whereas many states are experiencing high revenue, especially the oil-bearing states, there's a very high gap in performance, with many relying on federal allocations rather than the internally generated revenue. Shall we provoke the conversation? My conversationalist today is a gentleman who understands what we are talking about. So let's meet and greet Sir Chris Akwaram. Chris, I greet you.
I greet you too.
Yeah. Of course, you know the picture I'm painting.
Yeah.
Well, so much money, but yet so little to show.
You know, they say anything that you see growing up outside has its mother inside.
Okay.
We've never really planned for governance. You know, people get into government just because they have opportunity, that they have money, they have power, they have enough thugs, they have enough connections, they have family pedigree or social relationships that take them into governance. And then they go there, they do not know what to do. You see, development has to be intentional. You've got to tell yourself, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. So there must be a pattern. And this pattern must keep following itself. That's why they say government is a continuum. In other words, there's a plan. And we stick to the plan. But here, somebody wakes up tomorrow and says, oh, I've tied 6 kilometers of roads, and they sew uniforms and do party, and then they even play songs in the name of the person. You know, so that's what has been wrong with us, and that's why resources are frittered anyway. That's why you have corruption. Corruption exists because when resources come, you don't put them into something.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I don't want to mention the governor's name that was giving money to pay compensation, and he says he kept it somewhere. I mean, what sort of development is that?
The money is intact.
Is intact, you know. And then there was a governor in one of the eastern states that said, "Oh, I didn't steal their money."
When you say east, you must be careful. You mean southeast states?
Southeast states, yes. That said, "Oh, I didn't steal their money. I just put it in the bank for them." You know, so that's why you have, you know, situations like that. I mean, when the fuel subsidy was released, the president said, "We're going to save the money, and that the money will devolve between the states and the subnationals for development, infrastructure, health, education, agriculture, food security." Okay, and then security itself. Now, it has accumulated over 7 trillion. 7 trillion was disbursed.
In fact, 7.3 trillion
was disbursed, and people are asking, where did you put it into? But a few governments are doing well. You could see it in some of those states that there is development.
A particular state that comes to mind in this regard is Enugu State.
Borno State.
Borno State, yeah.
Abia State.
Abia, yeah.
Ebonyi State. Okay.
They are achieving results.
Absolutely. And you can see them. There are indices for measuring these results. I mean, for instance, if Zulum was not in Borno, you can imagine the level of devastation. But now he has rehabilitated these people. There's no IDP camp now in Borno.
Borno?
No, there's not.
Okay.
He has built all the schools. Now he's combining Western education with Islamic education. So that when people become educated, ignorance will recede behind.
Yeah.
And then you cannot just come to somebody and say, Sisi Jones, come and join this. And you won't have anything to say. No, you should be able to defend your status. All right. So in other words, only few governments are, subnationals anyway, are actually utilizing the money. And of course, Lagos State will also tell you that they're doing quite a lot of things. For instance, that the whole of the streets of Lagos are receiving street lighting, and that will reduce crime. That will reduce accidents.
In fact, in my area, Ogudu here, I see that the CCTV is there.
Yeah, it's been installed in a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's been installed in a lot of places.
If you are not told, you won't know.
You would know. So we are getting money and they are doing something with it. That's very important. Some roads in Lagos are now being resurfaced, which is very important.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but what we're saying is, if preparation meets expectation, it means there will be development. In other words, you were crying that there was no money. You weren't paying salaries, you weren't receiving anything. And now you have surplus money. You should have made plans that as soon as we get money, these are the things we are going to do. But if you didn't make plans, when the money comes, it will overwhelm you. And then you eat more than you were eating before. That's what's happening.
Responses to the situation include: one, debt reduction by some states.
Yes.
Some states are able to pay debts incurred by them.
Yes.
Because more money came.
Yes.
But one interesting case is when we talk about fiscal federalism.
Okay.
Bayelsa State, for instance, said the 13% derivation comes to them. The formula is insufficient for developing the Niger Delta. And you are asking, how does it mean?
If it's even in the Bible, if you cannot make use of the little you are giving, how can you be giving much more than you already have? So it's
the parable of the talent.
Yes, it's laughable. It's laughable that Bayelsa will say that Bayelsa is a small place. And you're getting this much money.
8 local governments.
And you're getting this much money. And you're not using this much money. And you're waiting for more money. When are you going to start using the one you have? You understand? Okay. We understand that some states, if they want to develop some things, they meet the federal government. We need so and so loan. Can you guarantee? And of course, the federal government will look at it and say, okay, if this will yield, example is Zamfara state government that is building an international cargo airport. Now, because there are a lot of minerals discovered in that state, and they know that a lot of people will be coming in, investors will come in, and there will be evacuation of whatever that is produced from their land. So they will have an international cargo airport. That's a good investment. So even when you borrow money to invest in that, you are going to do what you are going to get the money back.
Well, that's what I meant when in my preamble I talked about many states not just waiting for the federal allocation, monthly, while they are ignoring internally generated revenue. Osun State, for instance, like Zamfara, Osun is rich in gold deposits.
Absolutely. So Osun should be able to develop modalities for utilizing with the federal government, Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals, what they've got. In other words, Osun should be able to develop, since they have internally generated revenue, aside what FAC gives the states.
But may I introduce Ondo State here?
Okay.
After Venezuela,
Yes.
it is a known fact that the second largest deposit of bitumen
is in Ondo.
is in Ondo State.
Yes.
So why should Ondo State be importing bitumen? And for that matter, states in the southwest, by extension Nigeria.
You know, I do remember there was a time, I think it was during Buhari's time, that they said we're not going to import bitumen, we're going to get bitumen from Ondo. Now, there's an established Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals now that is working. Now, how can Ondo State be importing bitumen? How can states in the whole South be importing bitumen?
And so, by extension, Nigeria.
In other words, some states are not prepared to work. Take, for instance, we still import clay from China.
Okay.
But, you know, the whole of Abia, Imo, Benue, you have clay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so why are we importing clay?
And the idea is not intended to tie any state with anything.
No, we're just saying what
today's Akwa Ibom and Cross River State were responsible for the world's production of palm oil many years ago. You are asking, in a 21st century Nigeria, why must my country, your country, be importing palm oil when we have the thing here?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. 65% is research done. 65% of everything you see on the shelf in the supermarket has palm oil.
Okay.
In different
and you know, as I said not too long ago elsewhere, if you told the everyday Cross River Akwa Ibom man on the street that the soap we use in having our bath and in washing our clothes,
elements of palm oil.
Palm oil, you know, derived from palm oil. It will sound Greek to him.
Exactly. Now, do you know that between Benue and Kogi State, for instance, and parts of Enugu State where you have cashew, there is no what's it called, fruit juice processing factory.
Good. The fruits you can ask for in this life. In the middle belt.
If you don't find it, you can't find it anywhere.
Yes.
Now, however, including Taraba. Okay. Including Taraba. Or the Mambila Plateau ends. Alright, those highlands. Now, in the 80s, I heard that we could grow apple here. And we could grow grapes, right? Okay.
Grapes,
Now.
For instance, Israel is a desert country. But countries around the world import grapes from Israel
and olive oil.
And olive oil. So what's the magic?
Now even Israel, you know, this cactus plant, Israel now makes wine from cactus.
Okay.
All right. So because there are certain areas like you have in Plateau, Nasarawa, they have all cactus in Israel.
Really?
So they've domesticated it. Now, in other words, if people from Benue, Kogi, parts of Enugu State will buy fruit juice from Lagos, isn't there something wrong with the system? But all these fruits in season, you see them rotten.
Storage.
It's a problem. You can't store them for long. So that's the point we're trying to make. Why we're saying this is, if there is now more money, especially from subsidy finance, and you are receiving more money, won't you now start planning on how to, first of all, increase your internally generated revenue, reduce unemployment, reduce youth restiveness, have resources to put into education, into health, infrastructure development and security. In other words, if your state is developed and you generate, I mean, Lagos can do without fax distribution of money.
It can, because the IGI
is much more than what they're getting from fax.
That's it.
So Lagos State is actually a country of its own.
A country of its own.
You know, another state
a
that
4 trillion naira economy.
You know what that means? Now, Kano also has the same resources and population and landmass. In fact, Kano alone can grow the spices that you use in the whole of West Africa.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking. Kano alone. By the way, wheat is grown in Kano. Brown rice is grown in Kano.
Kano and Jigawa.
And Jigawa. Brown rice is grown in those areas. So in other words, if some states, and that's why you know the politics in Kano has changed in hue now, is beginning to change.
Yeah.
It's becoming a matter of, because a lot of money is now being made, you know, apart from markets. All right, agricultural produce from Kano is massive. So if money,
of course, my mind will go race back to the years of pyramids.
So now
Kano
it can,
groundnut.
There is groundnut. There's rice of all colors. There is
maize.
There is high sand skin. There is wheat. There is sorghum.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
and ginger.
And ginger.
From
now,
Kaduna.
now that this state alone, Kano State alone, is now beginning to generate a lot of revenue internally. So the politics of Kano has now changed from docility to that of, look, we need to know what we're doing. Now look at Abia State. Before now, Abia State was a laid-back state. It wasn't even included in the states as far as I'm concerned. But now, you go to Abia, you see the level of development. Okay, so now a lot of restiveness you used to have in Abia is actually being drowned slowly. So in other words, when you used to have youths demonstrating this and that, and that, they are now in the 5 markets, for instance, in Aba. Yes, they, you know, handiwork, you know, shoemaking, bags, shirts, suits, all those things. You know, so you now see Aba has become an industrialized environment. Yeah. So the youths now gradually are being weaned from the hocus pocus of drugs, of violence, and of small juju here and there that you used to kidnap people for 50,000 naira. You know, so that state is becoming, you know, gradually there's peace returning to that state, and once there's peace, there's development. You understand? So in effect, if the removal of fuel subsidies has yielded this money, and you didn't plan that you will have to put it into so and so things, you will share it as usual.
Yeah. Chris, the troubling thing now is with the situation of things across the country.
Yes.
Almost everybody is looking at the central government.
You know,
and it is not the fault, it is not the business of the federal government. The federal government, that like a father figure, has distributed these funds accordingly.
You know, some of us had been arguing over the years that Nigerians spend so much time heaping the blame on the federal government, forgetting the subnationals. So your governors just do what they like. That's why the governors fought against the autonomy of the
local governments. Okay.
And Tinubu government
that's the money coming to...
Yes, and Tinubu government is saying, if the local government administration is not functional, then you're not getting allocation.
That's it.
In other words, all the states that you see that recognize the local governments are states that already have ways of implementing policies using the money that they are getting. Because, look, take it or leave it. The local governments are the basis of administration. Now, if you get it right in the local governments and your local governments begin to develop, it will reduce the influx of people into the urban areas.
Yeah.
In other words,
the exodus.
Yes, will now gradually be reversing.
Centers. Yeah.
Now, look at Lagos State, for instance. You see that the local governments are beginning to develop. So a lot of people are going towards the local governments now.
Imagine if local governments, about 774 in my country, your country, receive their funds directly. And they're using it. And using it effectively.
So the pressure on the states will also reduce.
Yeah.
And the pressure on the local government, the federal government, will reduce as well.
So the answer is in the question.
It is. Because, and this, it also boils down to who are you electing to govern you.
That's it.
Abia State has been electing a group of non-performers until they elected Dr. Alex Otti. And now people turn around to say, oh, really? So it's possible to have development.
Abia State strikes me as a state for the future, because when the news came that Abia was now becoming self-sufficient in electricity supply, thanks to Dr. Naji.
Yes.
You know, I ask myself, so why was Dr. Naji kicked
out of
as
government?
the federal minister of
it's the same
resources?
It's the same process of governmental paralysis, where you have people who have been injected with miasma of irresponsibility. They do not recognize talent and functionality in those you employ. Now, I'll also give you another state that is trying to think of positivity, Edo State. Edo has found out that in the 60s it had rubber. Now they are replanting rubber trees so that they can become exporters of latex. And then, since we are now beginning to establish industries in Nigeria, tire industries can also spring up in Nigeria if you have the latex. Now, another state that is springing up in terms of thinking about development is Niger State. Governor Bago is actually doing well, knowing fully well that the state, apart from the hydro electricity that is generated from that state, Niger State has cereals of all kinds. Niger State has the capacity to produce shea butter. So if you can get a lot of cereals from that state, and then industrial expansion of the production of shea butter and so on and so forth, plus the irrigation projects they have, they also have rice. So in other words, if you now have mentioned Zamfara, I told you, with the minerals they have. So if states now can begin to tell themselves, look, Katsina is now telling itself, look, we can do a lot internally. Now, for instance, between Sokoto right down to Katsina is flat land. So what they're now trying to do is to establish grazing areas with irrigation facilities. So you have grazing areas for animals, then you have lands, irrigated lands for agriculture.
For farming,
For farming. So in other words, states now along, Sokoto, KB, Zamfara, Katsina, all these states can actually become self-sufficient. In other words,
if they elect to,
which they have, of course, from what we see now, they're trying to do that. So, what President Tinubu is trying to do is to tell you that true federalism is in your hands. It's not just mouthing true federalism. It's in the fact that a lot of things are now in the concurrent list. What are you doing about it? And we know that
Electricity.
electricity, for instance, energy generation is in your hands.
I hear the trouble is with transmission in that regard. And transmission is under the purview of the federal authority.
No. What happens is the Transmission Commission of Nigeria, TCN, will license your state. That's just the way it is. So you pay certain percentage to the federal government and keep certain percentage.
Federal government comes with a matching grant.
That's what it is. And then the federal government will regulate, so that you don't just wake up in the morning and say we should be paying 1,000 for 24 hours. You know, so that's the essence of having a regulatory agency.
Okay.
That's what the federal government is trying to do. And we know that the Lagos State is on the verge of doing that. Lagos State now it has its own electricity.
Oh, the Lagos State Secretariat runs on solar energy.
That's it. Now, Abia has its own. Now, I've also been reliably informed that Enugu State wants to start generating electricity through coal.
Akwa Ibom produces 101 megawatts from the Ibom power plant.
Yes, so why would it bother sending it to Shogbo?
Send it to the national
grid. National grid. It doesn't have to.
That's where the problem is.
Yes, so when you now have a distribution agency registered with the federal government, so the federal government now oversees what's going on there, and the states and the federal government will share. So Akwa Ibom and Cross River will have light at least 18 hours of the day without resorting to the national grid.
So let's take this discussion home, therefore. What irony! So much money has come in, but so little to show for it. States are receiving more money. Where's the problem? Let's take it home now.
Yes, quickly. When Babangida established DIFRI, Directorate of Roads, Rural Infrastructure.
Yeah.
Now, that was a very fantastic idea. If they had gone ahead to establish the local administration so that DIFRI can operate within the local system, that would have worked. Now, when Shagari established the River Basin Development Authority, if they had
followed through,
and they had allowed the local government system to operate, by now we wouldn't have a problem. We would have had structures. The Tinubu administration is actually trying to establish structures.
Okay.
But these structures should have been there from the 70s.
All right. Chris, we must apply the brakes. We have made our point. But we won't go without thanking you for your time.
Thank you.
So, folks, we're done. Stop heaping blame on the central government. Your state governor, your local government chairman receives so much money. So why do you still complain? You know the right thing to do. Chris Akwarandu, thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
We're out of here. Thank you.
On Friday, November 21st, 2025, the grand celebration of the 80th birthday of High Chief Olabode Ibiyinka George began with a deeply reverent Thanksgiving service at the Cathedral Church of Christ, Marina, Lagos, where family members, friends, political associates, and admirers converged to honor a towering national figure. Born on November 21, 1945 in Lagos, Chief Bode George remains one of Nigeria's most respected statesmen, a former naval commodore, administrator and party leader whose life has been defined by discipline, courage and a profound dedication to public service. Educated at the University of Lagos, where he earned his bachelor's degree and MBA, he rose through the Nigerian Navy to the rank of Commodore, later served as military governor of Ondo State, and led the Nigerian Ports Authority through significant reforms. As a major voice in national politics, he held senior roles with the PDP and continues to command widespread respect for his patriotism and mentorship. The congregation included notable personalities such as Senator Ibikunle Amosun, former governor of Ogun State, Alhaji Nasir El-Rufai, former governor of Kaduna State, Senator Jonah Jang, former governor of Plateau State, Chief James Ibori, former Delta State governor, Uncle Sam Amukakwemu, Chief Publisher, Vanguard Newspaper, Senator Adolphus Wabara, Chief Razak Akonyokoya, Founder and Chairman, Eleganza Group, Erelu Dr. Abiola Dosumu, Engineer Gbenga Obasa, former Lagos State Deputy Governor, Chief Mrs. Funke Bokna Akerele, among many others who gathered to celebrate him. The service opened with an entrance hymn, solemn readings and prayers that set a tone of gratitude and reflection. In his sermon, Very Reverend Segun Ladende emphasized the beauty of appreciating God for the gift of life and urged the celebrant to continue his remaining years in gratitude for divine benevolence.
You came here not on wheelchair. You came here unaided. It's not every 80-year-old that enjoy that. So, I beg you, no matter what happens, don't take your focus away from the Lord. He is more important than the greatest of men. All those you have trusted in the past, some of them have been loyal, but some have betrayed you. That is man. It's not because they are wicked, but because man cannot be perfect. The only thing man can do is to disappoint. Because even he cannot stand shorty for himself. A father cannot make a promise to his child and say, I will fulfill it. He will only be able to fulfill it if the Lord allows him to fulfill it. A lot of times he wants to do it, but he's not enabled to do it. So please don't hold grudge about anybody. Whatever is in the past, keep it in the past. Focus on what is ahead. In your tribulation, the Lord brought you out. Apostle Paul also experienced a lot of tribulation after his declaration of the new life. But he never allowed it to discourage him. He remained continually focused on the source of his salvation.
Prayers were offered for Chief George, his family, and the nation, followed by the communion rites. A major highlight was the Thanksgiving procession, where the celebrant, joined by family and friends, moved joyfully in heartfelt appreciation to God for 80 impactful years.
I can shout hallelujah, I can shout hallelujah, I can shout praise the Lord, so I can shout hallelujah, I can shout hallelujah, I can shout praise the Lord, for the Lord has done for me. I cannot tell it all, what the Lord has done for me. I cannot tell it all, what the Lord has done for me. I cannot tell it all, He saved me and washed me in His blood.
Soon after, the entire church rose to render the traditional birthday song in his honor, filling the cathedral with warmth and celebration. The celebration reached a remarkable day. Governor of Oyo State, Senator Bala Mohammed,